You can start, please.
Ladies and esteemed members of the Aura e-magazine Readers Club, it is an absolute pleasure to welcome you to this distinguished gathering. Today, we are honored to host some of the most accomplished individuals from various fields to share their insights on selected articles within our Aura e-magazine. Aura e-magazine, published monthly, is a digital women's magazine in the English language, engaging readers and contributors from diverse corners of the world. The magazine serves as a beacon of intellectual curiosity, weaving together a tapestry of diverse perspectives and thought provoking content. As we delve into the profound articles curated for this occasion, we are joined by individuals whose expertise spans various domains. In the pages of Aura, we find not only information but inspiration, not just stories but narratives that shape our understanding of the world. Each article is a journey, and today our esteemed guests will guide us through the nuanced landscapes crafted by our talented contributors. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. May this gathering serve as a testament to the enduring value of intellectual discourse, and may the discussions that unfold today continue to fuel our passion for knowledge. Thank you, and let the exchange of ideas commence. And to commence our gathering, I invite Ms. Muhsina Najmuddin, Tanima South Zone Executive Member, to recite a few verses from the Quran.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. صدق الله العظيم. Translation: O mankind, indeed we created you from a male and a female, and made you nations and tribes that you may identify yourselves with one another. Indeed, the noblest of you in the sight of Allah is the most good-bearing among you. Indeed, Allah is all-knowing, all-aware. We know there is no difference between men and women in terms of rewards. Rather, what distinguishes people from one another is their piety. They are one in essence, and both have the ability to recognize God, gain knowledge, and attain closeness to God, and to attain the highest level of perfection. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, and Jazakallah, Ms. Muhsina. Now I invite Ms. Fida TK, Tanima North Executive Member, to deliver the address.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening to one and all. I'm delighted to be part of this wonderful event, and I'm glad to see you all here this fine evening. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to this program on behalf of Aura Readers Club, Jeddah. First of all, I would like to welcome our chairperson, Mrs. Rahmatuni Sae, who is serving as chief editor of Aura e-magazine. Next, I would like to welcome Sister Shaima, sub-editor of Aura e-magazine, who will deliver introductory speech. I would like to welcome Semina Afshan Sahiba, editor, Aura e-magazine, who is here for other editors' comments. Now, I would like to welcome our reviewers, Mrs. Nesli Fatima, Transformational Life Coach, Mrs. Majida, Architect and Public Relations Vice President, Toastmasters Club, Dr. Jayashri Murthy, Homeo Doctor, Acupuncturist and Family Counselor, and writer Mrs. Amina Bashir, Dr. Vinita Pillai, General Physician, Al Rayan Polyclinic, Mrs. Anisa Baiju, JCWC Advisor, CG International Women's Wing Coordinator, Mrs. Shrita Anil Kumar, who was teacher at Ahdab International School and former TTC trainer, and Mrs. Zuleika, teacher at Al-Waha International School. I also welcome our Qariya today, Sister Muhsina Najmuddin, Tanima Vanida South Executive Member, and our anchor, Sister Hana Hawa, Tanima South Member, and Sister Khadija Fawaz. Students in their Girls Mentor, Tanima North Zone, who will be giving the word of thanks. Finally, I would like to welcome all those who have joined us and hope you would have a great time with us. Thank you. Once again, thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salam. Thank you, Ms. Fida. Let us now delve into the heart of our event. I invite Ms. Sister Shaima, sub-editor of Aura magazine, for the introductory address.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings and good evening to everybody who is logging on to this program today. On behalf of Team Aura, as the sub-editor of Aura e-magazine, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. I thank all of you for taking out your time and to attend this program. Before we get to the main part of the program, a few words on the journey of Aura. The idea of the Aura Readers Club, as it is here today. And so basically, Aura will be turning 3 this March, inshallah. And so this has been a very exciting journey for all of us at Aura. It is, in a sense, an English language digital monthly e-magazine, monthly magazine that is, and which is targeted at a broad diversity of readers, not just women, and we have readers from across the globe, coming from diverse backgrounds, various backgrounds, interests, academics, journalists, all kind of diverse experiences. And we also have, similarly, our writers also are there from across the globe. So the vision of Aura is to challenge the limited or the conscribed definitions of what a women's magazine should look like, or what it ought to look like. What kind of issues are relevant to women? These are the kind of things that Aura sort of decided to focus on and decided to challenge as well. Why are only certain topics or certain things of the concern of women, or should be the concern of women? Is global and domestic politics not a women's issue? Is education not a women's issue? Is the changing nature of the environment, climate change, is that not a women's issue? So, um, so expanding the boundaries of what a women's magazine should look like, while simultaneously centering traditional, women's issues or concerns that are very intimate to women, such as health or family life. These are all, so it's a combination of these kind of things. And secondly, Aura also has, we work with an intention to constantly better ourselves each month and with each issue that we come out with. And that is what was in mind when we decided to set up this framework of Aura Readers Club. Aura Readers Club is a way to, sort of bridge the gap between the reader and the writer, and also to constantly ensure that Aura's standards are as high as possible. So we invite a host of experts um, every month from different parts of the country and the world We've had multiple international programs like this as well, and multiple programs from different states of India as well, where they give their critical comments on the content, the design, the layout, and also their broader thoughts on the topic at hand. For example, if there is some article on health, or there is some article on elections in Indian elections, the reviewer is free to sort of critique the article for its structure, for its comments, and also if that article brings something to their mind on the question of elections or representation, that is something they address as well. So through this, we aim to, and we have, Alhamdulillah, successfully held multiple programs, which create a feedback loop where everybody can, comment and critique. And secondly, it is also part of the process of, where we hope that all of you who come to comment or critique or read Aura also become writers of Aura in the future. So that is what Aura Readers Club is, and the rest of the details will be given to you by our editor and chief editor, who are also part of this program. But from my side, I just want to again thank the reviewers very much, as well as the organizers for putting together this program. And I hope and I encourage you to be as blunt, as frank, as critical as you want to be, because that is the purpose of the program. And if there is something you particularly like about the article that you have taken up, you're free to share that as well. Thank you so much, and let's begin the program.
Thank you for your overview of the purpose of our meeting, emphasizing the significance of intellectual exploration and the diverse perspectives encapsulated in Aura E magazine. Our magazine encapsulates the richness of human intellect. It is only fitting that we have invited individuals who have left an indelible mark in their respective fields to share their reflection on the selected pieces. Now, without further ado, we will move into the core of our gathering. I will invite each guest to share their thoughts on the selected articles. We eagerly anticipate the wealth of insights you will bring to our discussions. First of all, I invite Ms. Nesli Fatima, Transformational Life Coach, to give her valuable review.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm audible, right?
Yes. Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to one and all. Thank you, Fida and Hana, for the warm welcome. It was a great pleasure to hearing you people, and we heard really great opinions and ideas from Ms. Shaima. It was great listening to all of you, and I'm really looking forward for a great evening. First of all, I would like to appreciate each and every person behind this amazing venture, the Aura magazine. It is really a great place for ladies, for the feminine world, for the feminine mind to express and to spread the aura within themselves. I feel so blessed to be a part of this great team and to be a part of this great evening. Thanks for having me. I chose the article written by Sufia Tanzim. She did a book review, so I will be reviewing on that. The book that she chose is called Quiet, written by Susan Cain. The power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking. I don't know whether Sufia Tenzin is present or she's hearing this, but I would like to start this review by thanking her for introducing this book to me and to the rest of the readers. This book shows us about the struggles and the real life of introverts. Where they are living, the introverts are living in a world dominated by extroverts. This book is all about the quiet people who are struggling in a world with lots of noise. This book tells us about the science and behavioral patterns among extroverts and introverts and society's acceptance of their traits. Introversion is not shyness. We often misunderstand introversion as shyness, but it's not. Introverts express their interest or they express differently to stimuli. including social stimulus. For extroverts, they crave for social stimulus. They enjoy the people's company. They can excel and they can be highly productive when they are surrounded by people. But that's not the case with introverts. Introverts are highly uncomfortable with social stimulus and they can't excel. They excel and they be the best version of themselves, or they become, or they exhibit the maximum productivity when they are left alone with their own thoughts. As Sophia mentioned, the author really did a great job, a great, and the author really gave us an eye-opening exploration of the strengths possessed by the introverts, which are often overlooked or underrated by the so-called noisy or extroverted society. Sophia did an excellent review. She was able to correlate and connect all the most important points written by the author. When the world shifted from the agricultural economy to a business economy, one major thing happened regarding the personalities. Assertive and vibrant personalities become the gold standard. Today's society idealizes extroverts. Not just that, but nowadays self-help book culture adds a lot to this notion and give us an impression that success and happiness only belongs to those who are outgoing and charismatic. Sophia Tenzin really highlighted this point and also reminded us about the danger behind this ideology. There is a constant pressure to be constantly be extroverted, to be active, to be outrated, to be charismatic, to be social, to be liked and accepted by the people around us. If you are not accepted, you are considered as rejected. This ideology negatively affects lots of areas in our social life. The most important areas are school and the workplaces. Kids who want to work alone who are not so social are considered outliers or problem cases. And the vast majority of teachers believe an ideal student is an extrovert, even though sometimes introverts score more marks or more knowledgeable. People still idolize extroverts. This can cause lots of damage into their little minds. We really need to open our eyes on this matter. If you look back at history, we can see that we have lots of introvert leaders and scientists who have changed the course of our life productively, from Isaac Newton to Mahatma Gandhi to Warren Buffett and to many religious leaders and scholars. Sophia highlights the importance of accepting introverts as they are and reminds us how important it is to bring about a change in the parts of our culture in classrooms and workplaces that negatively stereotype introverts. There are lots of people around us who feel that they are not enough because they are introverts. But that's not the case. Most writers, artists, and philosophers are introverts. They provide their maximum beautiful products, the artist's artworks or the writer's article when they are in solitude. For them, the energy is solitude that they breathe. They need solitude to produce that productivity. One area where this book helps us a lot in the building is in building and maintaining healthy relationships. We are social beings. We cannot survive individually. This wisdom will help us to understand the people around us in a better way. It helps us to accept people as they are. We need contributions of both the types of people to keep our society in a proper functioning way. We don't need to see anyone less or anyone superior or anyone inferior. In reality, a third to half of the population are introverts. A coworker, a friend of yours, maybe your spouse, maybe your children, maybe your neighbor, maybe someone sitting next to you might be an introvert. But that is not something to be looked down. Having both extroverts and introverts maintain the equilibrium in our society. Let us reshape our own perceptions towards introverts and extroverts and update our mindset to a better version of ourselves so that we can contribute to the society and make constructive changes in our culture. Once again, I would like to thank Sophia for choosing this book. Also, I would like to express my thanks once again for having me
And thank you so much. Over to you, Ms. Hannah.
Thank you, Ms. Nestle, for your valuable words. Next, I invite Ms. Majida Kakotagath, Architect, Vice President Public Relations, Toastmaster Club associated with JNH Jeddah Homeschooling Network, to give her valuable review on the article, An Introspection of Individual Rights, Where Do We Stand?
Thank you, Ms. Hannah. Am I audible?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum and a warm good evening to everyone. First of all, grateful for the invitation to explore and review Aura e-magazine. Thanks for the opportunity. To be honest with you, this is my inaugural voyage into the pages of Aura magazine, eager to discover more and perspectives that await. Here is to my first read. Stepping into a world of empowerment, inspiration, and endless possibilities as we unravel the pages of this women's magazine, from life changing stories to expert insights, Aura promises a journey that celebrates strength, resilience, and beauty that defines the essence of womanhood. So I aim to review author Sema Sabrin's article, Interception of Individual Rights, Where Do We Stand, in the category Year in Review. Author's exploration of definition of human rights adds depth and contribute to a comprehensive understanding. Human rights are fundamental rights and freedom that every individual is inherently entitled to, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, gender, religion, or other characteristics. For example, to follow a set of principles, to have one's own routine, even culture and tradition. The personal choice of an individual must not be objected, but rather respected. The author's identification of hypocrisy, a desire to intrude into others' lives, and two-facedness as three key aspects adds a layer of complexity to the discussion. Regarding hypocrisy, on one hand, we teach our children to respect, care, empathize with everyone around us. On the other hand, parents who hold a grudge against certain members of the neighborhood teaches the same child to behave hostile towards them. The choice to behave good towards those who may have been wicked or evil earlier is the individual right of the child, which must be valued and respected. About the eagerness to poke into others' lives. A basic human right policy that must be honored is to live and let live. She questions about the ethical considerations surrounding the right to judge someone on their individual choices. At times, we tend to think our way of performing the same act is superior, which is unacceptable and must be immediately corrected. In addressing the concept of two-facedness, author explores duplicity or double dealing. We behave sweet, pleasing, nice, welcoming, inviting, but choose to backbite, think nasty, and develop negative thoughts about the same human soul behind our back. True relationships are built by respect, regard, and consideration of another person's time, schedule, and decisions. Other addresses human rights violations happened in 2023 in both Indian and global contexts, supported by data from authentic resources. It is quite shocking to see how we humans require human rights organizations to remind them of being human. A disturbing instance of communal conflict unfolded in the northeastern state of Manipur, India, in 2023, based on their ethnicity and religious beliefs. Human rights abuses in Tigray, South Africa. Another devastating example of how history can have a major influence on one's present is that Israel and Palestine conflict. And in Syria, the plight of civilians continued to worsen due to the economic and living conditions, violating the international and customary laws as well as UN Security Council resolutions. So, all of these inhumane acts make us think, do we even have a heart? While we are discussing this, several unfortunate events are happening where humans are being denied their basic rights. Author summarizes this article with a hope that a little bit of contribution that begins from each individual in their sphere of home, society, office, school, college, university can help in the development of a world where everyone respects and values the right of others. So, as I engage with the insightful content, I find resonance in various perspectives. But there is one point where my agreement with the author takes a detour, where she mentions about what we teach our children in Indian culture. I would like to articulate my thoughts on this particular aspect. Portrayal of hypocrisy as a culturally specific phenomenon is global nature. Author could have avoided cultural specificity, ensuring a broader relevance, providing readers with a comprehensive understanding of this universal theme. Second area of improvement revolves around the brevity of the conclusion and absence of practical guidance on safeguarding human rights. Article missed an opportunity to provide actionable insights for readers. Safeguarding human rights involves fostering awareness, advocating for equitable policies, supporting organizations dedicated to human rights, actively engaging in discussions to promote inclusivity and justice. It also requires staying informed about current issues, standing up against discrimination, and participating in initiatives that contribute to a fair and just society. Finally, noting the clarity issue with the provided graph in the article to highlight the importance of visual representation and conveying informations. It's a suggestion to enhance the reader's experience. So, in conclusion, this article offers valuable insights into the individual rights. While commendable for its diverse perspectives, there is a room for improvement in enhancing the clarity of visual elements, expanding conclusions for more comprehensive summary, and providing actionable steps on safeguarding human rights. Despite these points, the article contributes to the ongoing dialogue surrounding human rights, prompting readers to reflect on the complexities and the importance of fundamental aspects of society. Sincere thanks to the dedicated team behind Aura to foster meaningful discussions. I'm looking forward to more thought provoking content from your talented team. Assalamu alaikum and have a good day. Back to Ms. Hannah.
Thank you, Ms. Majida. Now I invite Dr. Jayashree Murthy, homeo doctor, acupuncturist, and family counselor, to give her valuable review on the article Healthy New Year Resolutions.
Am I audible? Good evening, all.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am. Yes.
Good evening, all the dignitaries and the power centers of the universe. Yes, we ladies are always power centers of our home. I believe in that. First, I would like to thank that organization Tanima for inviting me to the beautiful event. Thank you, Tanima. And I'd like to congratulate the complete crew of Ara. The name itself, powerful and it's magical. Thank you, Ara. Each topic is a gem of the crown. Keep doing excellent work here. And before going ahead, I would like to share my experience. Few days before, I was meeting people of some organization in Jeddah. We were discussing about the activities, things what we are doing, what you are going to do. They were sharing with me. By the time I was sharing my experiences, my activities along with Tanima, I was so happy. And that the result which we got, positive results of Tanima's that activities, that I'm so happy to share with that time. That time I got a spark. Why? There is a gap between, like a silence between myself and Tanima. I don't know. It should not be like that. We have to do something. We should work with them, catch hold of their activities. You don't believe. Very next day, I got a message from one of your organizers, my close friend, Najat, and she told me that, ma'am, we are going to have such an event. You have to be a part of that. See, that is that time only I just saw the name of that magazine. It is a Ara. What a coincidence, no? That is the power. Ara is having a different level of emotions. No? All the positive energy together. That so we are here, and it's happening. The positive energy, and again I congratulate the crew. And my topic, what I'm planning to give a review about Dr. Saliha Mohsin's Healthy New Year resolution. Yes, every New Year comes, every one of us are having a resolution, but we don't know how many of us are completing that mission successfully. God only knows. I congratulate Dr. Saliha. She has chosen a very good topic, healthy food and healthy lifestyle. People doesn't know very well in this platform. Many times I took a part of Tanima's stage regarding the healthy food and healthy lifestyle. I think after reading the article, I was having a feeling that both the author and myself are having a same wavelength. No, she expressed that article so amazing. She narrated in such a nice manner and easy, very elegant. All the readers can understand very well. The small children also go through her idea reaches the reader. That is the good author's writing, no? Skill. Thank you. And here she mentioned, I feel that in that way, 5 pillars. Yes. Regarding the food, she's telling mindful eating, be physically active, get enough sleep, stressless, find happiness in the little things. The first pillar, the mindful eating, that's such a catchy word. Yes. And here that she's saying why, what, when, how we should eat food. And do's and don'ts of food. And she's mentioning you should have, as a doctor, she had given a picture. You should eat nice whole grain food, fresh vegetables, fresh juice, and you should avoid packaged food. And here she's showing her command of writing skill. She's warning the reader that when you make a grocery list, avoid such things. If you're not avoiding, what is going to happen to you and your family and your kids? Yeah, it's every now and then we are seeing all the patients, and even my patients comes, parents say, my child is not eating well. The minute when I switch on the gadgets, she's eating everything. We are making a big mistake. The child is not knowing what she is eating. The mother is also not knowing what she's feeding her child. Finally, it ends in the obesity, and not only obesity, it ends in the infertility for both the sexes. And she's clearly mentioned about, she's warning the reader, you don't do this, do this. Okay. After eating, what we should do? You should have to go. Don't sit for a while. Go for exercise, walking, cycling. Move yourself. Keep moving. No, keep moving in the sense mentally also. You should improve your skill. You do your so. And here, particularly, I wanted to mention regarding the yoga. That is the enlightenment that give the peaceful mind and peaceful energy to the individual. And she said, yes, if you do the full exercise, naturally you get a good sleep. If you're not getting good sleep, how you will lead a good life? And you should go for avoid gadgets while sleeping. Yes, it's true. What she's saying is absolutely true. There are many children, those are even when you, and particularly she's telling about the food habit, avoid outside food and home food. Again, she's warning, home food, eat home food, and it keeps you healthy. At the same time, you can maintain your budget also. So nice, no? So, and she's always telling about the word. She's using the word "small things change your life." That's true. Very true. What she's saying. I'm very, very happy to see that article. Very well narrated it is. And not only that, the stress after doing exercise and all, what we have to get a good sleep, of course. But what 8 hours sleep is most important. But nowadays, everything is upside down. Untime food, untime sleep. So if you do follow this, you will land up in all the diseases. Whatever disease or lists are there, everything knock our door. Otherwise, without knocking, they will jump into our house. That's the thing, no? That is happening. Everybody knows. So she's nicely, what are the difficulties we are going to face with your unhealthy food lifestyle? Definitely. She mentioned everything, and keep away the electronic devices. That is also. And many of the children and the mother, the pregnant mother, they all are adhered to, not only children from the elderly people, all are adhered to the gadgets. If you all stick to the gadgets, we are sticking to the diseases also. That also she's well narrated. Excellently, she discussed the topic in this article. And stressless, she's asking a question. At the same time, she's giving a solution also in this. Stressless, yes, you have to be very. Everybody is talking about whether they are knowing or not knowing. Even the child also, I'm very stressful. I'm very. They don't know the word meaning of stress, but keep saying. Unknowingly, they are saying. Stress, yes, you should come out of the stress. How to come out of the stress? You should avoid thinking, overthinking, over talking. No, all this she's mentioning, all she's pinpointing everything. And if you have a less stress, you will manage your time very well. To get rid of the stress, what is the first point she's saying about the spiritual motivation? Yes, if you spiritually you recharge yourself, you can manage the time very well. If you manage the time very well, you can manage the monetary purpose, and you can manage your budget very well. If everything manages well, your life is easy and healthy, and it's protective. Whatever we are following the healthy food, that passes to the next generation also. So mothers are the feeders, no, for the future gen. And finally, she's talking about the find happiness in little things. Yes. And the one keyword, I just liked it. Fretting. Yes, definitely. Whatever we are having, I have to be happy with that. Why are you fretting about others? They are having this, I'm not having this. Why to worry about all these things? And again, she's telling how to communicate, how to recharge yourself. Recharge with your family, recharge, or you sharpen your skills. There are many ways. What are the ways are there? It's easily you can sharpen. If you want to go for studies, you can go for studies. If you go on gardening, you go. You are back. So many things she listed it out, and finally, and the what to say, dressing of the final dish. She mentioned, she's saying a phrase that small changes can lead to big results over time. Yes, it's true that you can spread. If you are having a good, healthy life, healthy mind, healthy body, you can spread the aura everywhere, positive aura. It keeps our home very healthy, sweet home. Only just we always prefer to put a nameplate like sweet home. Yes, if you are sweet in your heart, sweet in your mind, that our home will be sweet. The same thing, the society will be sweet. The same thing, the nation will be sweet. The universe will be sweet. So finally, I'm just I like the narration, the style of article, the elegant. Everybody can easily understand very well. Thank you, author Dr. Salika Mohsin, and thank you for the opportunity given by the ARA group and the Tanima. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Bye. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jayashree Murthy. Now, I invite Ms. Amina Bashir, author, to give her valuable review on Chronicles of Faith, a journey from January to December. Please unmute.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening to one and all. Today, let me thank Tanima and Aura for this opportunity to review the article. Today, I'm going to review a poem written by Aisha Sultana. The title of the poem is Chronicles of Faith, a journey from January to December. Let me go through the first stanza of the poem. Looking at the calendar, I wonder and ponder my struggles to survive and my failures to thrive. As a new page unfolds the calendar, it's a reminder that time is fleeting while I am still breathing. When we go through these lines, we can understand that the poetess is trying to portray the importance of time in our lives, or how fast a new page of the calendar moves, unfolds in every year. She tells us that she enters the first month of the year, January, with Almighty's glory, and so quickly welcomes each month of the year with her endless plans and dreams of this world. But when we move towards the last lines, she is concluding with these lines. Through the passing time, now I do believe that the Almighty can break me or make me. He is the one who can move me from shame to fame, sorry to glory. He is the one who can move me sad or glad, turn my fears and fears into smiles in the upcoming years. As I move from January to December, I do remember He is the one who can turn the impossible into possible. That is, we all know that, at least the believers know that whatever plans we have in our lives, everything will be executed with God's plans, Almighty's plans only. He is the planner of all the planners. So with the hope of Almighty's guidance and blessings, we can turn all our sorrows and distress into smiles. He can turn the impossible into possible and move us from mockery to victory. As a whole, we can conclude this poem with Benjamin Franklin's quote, that is, lost time is never found again. So a meaningful and mindful planning and work on productivity are so important in our lives. At the very same time, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths. Let me conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Amina. Now I invite Dr. Vinitha Pillai, General Physician, Rayan Polyclinic, to give her valuable review on global challenge of depression, breaking the silence, dispelling stigmas.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, good evening, all lovely and vibrant ladies. Thank you, Team Aura and Tanima, for having me here and giving me an opportunity to be a part of this intellectual and meaningful discussion. When the organizers approached me to choose a topic, being a physician, the article which attracted me most was Unveiling the Global Challenges of Depression, beautifully penned by the author, Mrs. Akama Tazim. I was attracted towards the article because I genuinely feel that it's a much needed issue to be discussed on a large platform in present scenario where the mental illness is most neglected area in the health sector, especially in our society, yeah, our Indian or Asian society. Because I always feel, being a doctor, I always feel that we always stress on the give more importance on physical well-being, but somehow knowingly, unknowingly, I don't know, mental health is being neglected. So let's move on to the article. I think it's a well-researched article. The article begins by providing a thorough understanding about depression. Depression is a common, we all know that depression is a common health issue which involves mood changes and loss of pleasure or interest in all activities for a long period of time. I stress long period of time because depression is very different from regular mood changes which we all encounter almost every day. And she has mentioned that almost 5% of the population is affected by depression. Don't you think that it's a bit large number? So the next section is about which she has written is disparity in perception of mental and physical health. I can very well correlate it with my clinical practice because as she said that almost all of us, whenever we face even a small physical ailment like fever, cough or headache or even very small things, immediately we rush to the doctor and we try to seek a medical advice. But somehow this enthusiasm we don't find when it comes to a mental health issue, isn't it? Do you, I think all of us will agree with it. The author has very beautifully written that all physical ailments we seek advice immediately, but somehow this mental issues are too much neglected. What is the reason behind it? She has written that mainly two issues are there which is preventing us to get a medical advice immediately. I think one is the social stigma associated with it, and second one is the lack of awareness among us. I totally agree with these two factors. Being a doctor, even I do agree it. See, I think, as she said, that lack of awareness is a very big issue in our society. First of all, I think it's very, a lot of people, they don't even identify the cases of depression in their family itself. Because most of us believe that depression means just sitting in the corner in a darkness and being unhappy is depression. No. We first have to identify what are the symptoms of depression, then only we can help the patient. So she has, I think she has concentrated more on these things, like how to identify a case of depression, how can we identify, because I, being a doctor, I always believe that um, identifying a case and acceptance is 50% of the treatment. So I do agree with her comment. So I think this is the main issue persisting in our society, the lack of awareness and the social stigma associated with it. She has very beautifully written all these things. Being a doctor, I do support this. Moving to the depression, another part is the depression in children. The author says that when it comes to depression in children, the things get more complicated, isn't it? Because most of the time the parents are in a denial stage, denial mode. They don't want to accept the fact that their kids are going to some kind of mental issues. Up to some extent, not up to some extent, it is 100% true. As I said, being a doctor, I always believe that whatever the disease, if it is type hypertension, sugar, whatever, the acceptance of the disease itself makes 50% of the treatment. The actual medication is a secondary thing. First thing is the acceptance of the disease or acceptance of the of the condition. So when it comes to the mental health of a children, denial by the parents are a very big issue. That is what she has written very beautifully. And many parents think that depression is a sign of weakness. Not at all. You can be strong and depressed. You can be beautiful and depressed. You can be young and depressed. You can have everything around you, but still you can be depressed. Coming on to the, I'm not taking too much of time because I think we have been given 5 to 10 minutes only. I am very punctual about the timings. So finally, the concluding part, there was a phrase very beautiful, beautiful as well as motivational sentence by her. Proper mental health care is not just essential, but it is a fundamental right of a person. So beautiful. Depression is a disease, no? It's not a choice. So let's imagine a world where having depression is viewed as as other health conditions. Let's make it happen, making a safe and non-judgmental environment where individual will feel comfortable discussing their experience can make significant changes and help in early intervention. And our society really needs more people like our author who aims to break the stigmas around mental health. Concluding, thank you once again, Tanima and Team Aura for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vinida. Up next, I invite Ms. Anisa Baiju, JCWC Advisor, CG International Women's Wing Coordinator, to give her valuable review on the article, The Failure of International Community in Gaza.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Welcome to a space where curiosity meets inspiration, and every click unveils a new aspect of the fascinating tapestry that is Aura e-magazine. That's my view. Aura magazine is a dynamic online magazine with an immersive experience that invites readers to engage, reflect, discover the richness of human expression. My dearest friend, Aura magazine chief editor, Ms. Rahmatun editor Shamira Afshan Sahiba, sub-editor Ms. Shaima, the organizers and the audience gathered here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a warm good evening to everyone. Before we get into the thoughtful contents of the magazine, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of the Aura Club in Jeddah. Your dedication to fostering a community of literary admirers has brought us together here. Thank you for extending the invitation and creating a space where our shared love for reading can flourish. Now move on to the article. The article, The Failure of the International Community in the Gaza Onslaught by Ms. Murra Nisar. It provides a comprehensive exploration of the ongoing conflict in the realm of politics with a focus on the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Ms. Murra Nisar skillfully weaves together elements of empathy, historical context, and moral responsibility to paint a vivid picture of the dire situation. The author effectively communicates the gravity of the crisis, emphasizing the devastating impact on innocent lives, particularly with the deliberate attacks on the healthcare infrastructure. The narrator skillfully addresses the shockingly disproportionate power dynamic and questions the ethical responsibility of powerful nations, prioritizing their interest over humanitarian relief, right? The inclusion of a verse from the Quran adds a poignant layer, serving as a rallying cry for justice and protection. Here, the author masterfully calls for global solidarity, urging a transformation from a concept into tangible action. The article's strength lies in its ability to prompt reflection on the moral obligation of those in position of power and the imperative to stand against oppression. I do agree with it. Furthermore, the author critiques international responses, highlighting the shocking stance of powerful countries voting against a ceasefire. The irony of the well-equipped army expressing fear of a civilian population adds a compelling dimension to the analysis. Here, the article effectively combines a critical evaluation of the diplomatic initiatives with a call for amplifying voices against oppression. Ms. Murra Nisa's exploration of multifaceted dimensions and historical roots adds depth, emphasizing that the plight of Gaza extends beyond a single date. In summary, Ms. Murra Nisa's article is a powerful and insightful review of the political landscape, skillfully blending empathy, historical context, and more reflection to highlight the urgent need to global support, compassion, and decisive action in the face of a complex and long-lasting crisis. This article really held a personal significance for me, as it addresses a matter of global importance that resonates with my values and concerns. I hope you people also do agree with it. By sharing my perspective, I hope to foster awareness about the challenges faced by those affected by such crises through the words of Ms. Murra Nisa. With this, I conclude. Let me add my appreciation to all the women writers and editorial team who are constantly contributing their valuable time for Aura magazine for taking the women's spirit into greater heights. Along with this, my heartfelt prayers extend to the people of Gaza, enduring challenges for the past 3 months. May they find support, strength, and a path to reclaiming their land. May peace prevail in the midst of adversity. Thank you. Over to you, Anna.
Thank you, Ms. Anisa. Now, I'd like to invite Ms. Shrita Anil Kumar, trained TTC teacher, to give her valuable review on Observing the Cosmos, Beginning of Big Science During the Abbasids.
Hello, hi everyone. Good evening. Today I am taking beginning of big science during this Abbasids. What is the Abbasid contributed to science we know today? Let's find out. This Abbasid period spanning from 750 to 1258 is widely recognized as the golden age of Islam. This era was marked by the extended periods of stability and transformative chapter in history, establishing Islamic land and the prosperity hub in learning and innovation. Harun al-Rashid, this 15th Caliph of this Abbasids, Caliph's achievement renewed during his reign for 789 to 809 and is often celebrated this most illustration as Khalifa. Notable, this found is Ben Al-Khima, also known as this house, wife of widow. Serving as a prominent center of knowledge by Al-Khima, played a prevent roles by providing a welcoming space of researching scholars and learning alike. Harun al-Rashid actually received this enrichment of the knowledge, amazing and extensive collection of scientific literature from the different communications and nation extended invitations to scholars, philosophers, and experts from these various fields, welcoming this to dedicated space. But Al-Khima managed as this preferred having this intellectual due to this provision efficiency amenities included as well as equipment reading hall, classrooms, and specialized division of this binding, translating, authoring, map making, and more. Khalifa al-Mamsun, the seventh Khalifa of Abbasids Khalifa, regent for this 1813 and 1833, living an indelible mark on this Islamical golden age. Renewed from this fervor, supporting of the science is become of confer key figures in advising knowledge and learning most significant traders by this transformating by alchemists. Initially, libraries in this spanning various universities. In addition to this intellectual hub as one to this establish this Islamical world first to establish observatories, this Shamsia Observatory situated near Baghdad and is second located around 1,000 million away in the Makkah on Key Huzion. Notable, this administration this observatories was entrusted to two prominent scientists of this era. First one, Korishma, and second one, Bina Mamsood. The eminent scholars not only saved the guidelines of the scientific entails this, but also to the roles responsibility of education with them. In these writings, Al-Biruni describes his noteworthy collaboration between Al-Qurishma and bin Mansur. They conducted simultaneous observe of the sun movement on the Baghdad and the other from the Makkah. Despite the 18-degree longitude difference between other two cities, the purpose of the coordinated effort was to discern whether this geographical radius had any impact of the autumn equinox. The autumnal equinox occurs when the sun ray created a 90-degree and an angle this equator. This most honest is the autumn in this northern hemisphere and this spring in the southern hemisphere. The equinox, characterized by this perfected balance between day and night, is last approximately 12 hours. This established, celestial events taking place twice a year. One of the March against in September. Beyond it, astronomical significant authorized an autumnal equinox in the it is lately connected to this heavens season. The primary objectives of the observators conducted by Al-Qurishmi and bin Mansur was understand this, assess this autumnal equinox, exploring whether this longitude difference between Baghdad and the Makkah had any influence of this phenomenon. Over the course of the year, Al-Qurishmi and bin Mansur meticulously observed this sun movement, simultaneous employs this astrolabe air positions instruments until for measures celestial distance notable. This astrolabe found application beyond their observators, serving as this crucial component in large clock function based on solar rain. I beyond at the similar observation process unfolded concurrently in the Baghdad and Makkah. The specific goals of this synchronous effort was determined this direction of the Kaaba, showcasing this versatility of their scientific endeavors. Renewed history of science. George Saturn considered algorithm foremost science of the 19th century. Today, simple goals each highlight al-Qurishma as is fond of this discipline or algebraical of the originator for this algorithm. This commandment of significant scientific progress is Islamic word can be tried by to this established to by Al-Khima, which reached its zenith during this raiding, and Al-Mamus undoubtedly Al-Mamus Incunates, cities, and the Paninian bring plays and crucial roles in having this way of this author of the big science Islamic land. Then, husband sleeps less. I watch this heaven turn proper by this motion of the spells. Those stars spells out. I don't know how. This wills and wall of further year. If I view up to their starry value and join this heaven with a day flow, I won't learn as traveled the sky. This means of all things here below. Khalifa al-Mahmoud. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Shweta. Next, I invite Miss Zuleika Tarteril, teacher, Al-Waha International School, to give her valuable review on the article, Looking Back at Women's Reservation Bill.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very warm good evening to all the respected dignitaries on dais. I'm here to introduce myself, Zuleika Taratar, to the Aura team. Alright, it feels great to join such an enthusiastic and creative team. I'm obliged to be a part of it. Thank you. My topic is looking back at the Women's Reservation Bill. India took a major step forward for gender equality when Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during a special session in Parliament, announced a bill that would reserve 1/3 of seats in the more powerful lower house and state legislative assemblies for women. This is a historic moment. This is a moment of pride for us. Modi said in his speech as he introduced the Nari Shakti Vandhan Adhiniyam of Women's Reservation Bill. Aizin Fatima, the author of intellectual or creative work, discusses in this article about the bill briefly and evaluates whether it represents genuine empowerment or mere tokenism, and how it can be addressed the concern related to the power of elite through the POV of past amendments. Introduction. After a protracted voyage through the labyrinth of legislative history, the Women's Reservation Bill 2023 or Nari Shakti Vandhan Adhiniyam 128th Constitution Amendment Bill has at last received the green light. This momentous bill, which set sail in 1996, has strengthened despite parliamentary challenges, structural complexities, resistance, and adjournments at its core. The bill seeks to achieve key objectives, most notably the provision for 33% of reservation for women in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Key features of the bill. There have been several efforts to introduce Women's Reservation Bill in Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies since 1996. The last such attempt was made in 2010 when the Rajya Sabha passed the 2008 bill. The same was stalled in Lok Sabha. The draft law was introduced by Union Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal and will be named as Nari Shakti Vandhan Adhiniyam on paper. The bill aims to enable greater participations of women policy making at the state and national levels. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who spoke on the issue in his first speech in the new Parliament building, said, "It has been pending for a long time. We want more and more women to join the development of the process of the country. However, the bill will have to cross several hurdles before being implemented, like legislative assemblies of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Will require ratification by at least 50% of the states according to provision of Article 368. Their consent is needed as it affects the rights. Reservation for SC/ST women. According to the bill, 1/3 of the SC/ST quota will be reserved for women belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. The same will be amended under Article 330 of the Constitution. However, there is no mention in the bill about the reservation for women belonging to the other backward caste. Conclusion: if this historical bill will pass, it will result in gender equality for women with regard to political representation. Increased political participation and leadership leadership of ladies will prevent abuse and discrimination towards women. Those against the bill are arguing that this passage will diminish. It should be remembered that women have faced injustice since the India gained independence. In current time, there has been a rise of incidents of rape and molestation of women. National protection of women's rights are not able to do much for those who are in need of help. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zulekha.
Thank you.
As we embark on this intellectual voyage, let us appreciate the power of words and ideas. I invite our distinguished guests to lend their voices to this collective exploration, offering us the privilege of glimpsing into their insightful perspectives. Moving on to the next session, I now request Ms. Samina, editor of Aura magazine, to give her valuable comments on this discussion.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected editor-in-chief, the sub-editor of Aura e-magazine, the organizers of today's beautiful evening, so beautifully, so wisely, and most importantly, our esteemed reviewers, a very good evening to all of you. May peace and blessings of the Almighty be on all of you. It's really overwhelming today to witness this beautiful evening. Every month after month, in different states of India. And there are times when we really are happy to listen. Like every time we are happy, but when the happiness grows and it's, you know, it's overwhelming. So today is such a evening where experts have given their really expert suggestions and, you know, inputs about the articles they reviewed. I'm very thankful to all the esteemed reviewers today, experts, those who did the review. And I really thank the organizers of today's evening, today's Aura Readers Club program, for giving an opportunity to Team Aura to listen to such good experts and such good comments and such good things from our experts today. So thank you again. Aura's journey, as you listen from our sub-editor, it's 3 years now. It's going to be 3 years, inshallah, in March. We have, in Aura, we have really tried to break stereotypes. Stereotypical portrayal of women, actually. Stereotypical magazines of women. Women magazines, mostly what you see will be, you know, confined to fashion and beauty, and the cover page, you would see divas in it and cuisines. somewhere, making us feel that we are confined to those things. No, Aura has broken this stereotypical portrayal of women and the understanding of women, wherein it concentrates on economics and politics and social issues and gender issues and all the modern challenges that women and society at large faces. Every month we bring in such things where intellectual discussions could be possible, and we could contribute something to the upliftment and betterment of the society. So we at Aura feel a sense of accomplishment because it is a stage. It is a we have been able to provide platforms to budding writers who are very good at their craft, but somehow don't get a platform to showcase their talent. So Aura is really proud to say that we have so many budding writers, so many first time writers. You would not even feel that they are first time writers because they are real writers. You have seen the articles, you have gone through the articles. So with that, we have every month we have articles from renowned writers and expert writers also. It's a amalgamation of both the things in Aura. Now Aura is a family that comprises of learned editorial board members, ardent readers, our well-wishers who organize this Aura Readers Clubs programs everywhere, okay, and help us in so many ways all over India and abroad. Our reviewers, all this is the part of the family of Aura. Our admirers, and most importantly, our critics who enrich us with their inputs and their suggestions, where we really, it's very easy for us to take our journey ahead. So once again, thanking all of you for your beautiful suggestions, critics and suggestions and comments about Aura. I invite all of you to be a part of Aura, to write in Aura, to put your time and again give your inputs and suggestions, and also take it to the masses. We have our social media handles. Please spread the word, take it to the masses, and make Aura more accomplishing and more successful in the society. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Ms. Samina. I now call upon Ms. Rahmatunnisa, Chief Editor, Aura e-Magazine, to deliver the presidential address.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the Almighty's peace and blessings be upon all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. The prominent ladies of Jeddah. I know most of you are very busy personalities, and I have direct association with many of you. Taking time, usually we say only the busy people do things worth, and they find time for things, anything that is worth doing. And I think you all took it seriously, and you all gave space in your life to Aura, and you felt that attending or reviewing Aura is also something worth doing. And that is why you are all here. So first of all, let me thank all of you wholeheartedly. It means a lot for Aura because this program, this Readers Club review program every month is actually an automatic review mechanism, feedback mechanism that Aura follows. And we note down the suggestions that come from the reviewers, and we share each other, and then we work upon it to try, because we believe that excellence is a journey, it never ends. And the moment you close the doors of all reviews and criticism, that is where your journey ends, I feel. So we open the doors always for people to comment and criticize and review, so that we can make it as useful as possible, the pages of Aura. Actually, Aura, as our team editor Saiba and also the sub-editor has pointed out, it's not a stereotypical women's magazine that we publish. We have a clear-cut policy, written policy. And the unique quality of it is, like, this magazine is being established and published from a Muslim platform, but it is for everyone. We give space to everyone. We try to be as inclusive as possible. And we try to bring out the problems of everyone, irrespective of color, caste, or creed, or even gender sometimes. And also, it is a women's magazine, we say, but run by women, but we include the problems of families and societies as well. And even issues that are exclusively related to men also we bring in, which we believe that our women readers and everyone should know about it. So that is a unique quality of Aura as such. And I would like to appreciate Hana, the anchor of today, and Sister Najat, Sister Zubaida, Mohsina, Fida, TK, for making this happen, and all our reviewers for that matter. The very fact that you are selected for this review shows that you are all worthy women and you're doing something for the society. And keep doing. All the best from Aura's side for all your endeavors. And in case if you feel that if there is any activity that you are doing is worth publishing in Aura, or if you feel that Aura should support it and we should publish it in our magazine, definitely you can approach us and we will definitely be doing it. Definitely being in a very cold climate, and especially our sub-editor is joining from Delhi, where it's very cold, below 5. And in Jeddah also it's not, that warm. It's cold only. So we should have enjoyed a cup of tea or coffee also together. But unfortunately, it's not possible. Let's hope that we will be organizing a physical program under the banner of Aura in the coming future, where we all can meet together physically. Listening to you was like, the articles were, I have read the articles 2-3 times, but now when I was listening to you, I always tell this in the review programs that it's like the article is coming alive in front of you. And it enriches the article that was written in, black and white. It gets enriched. The articles are getting enriched. The pages are coming alive in front of us. And that is the magic of, the oral and, through video or orally when we talk things. Reading never dies. People say that reading dies, but reading will never die. Only the form will change. And, now we are reading through the internet and e-magazines and e-world, but reading will never die. But the challenge is, the problem is creating the content that is worth reading. Creating the content that is useful for societies, that is useful for generations. Because the internet, where the e-world is full of words, full of articles, full of the written word, but where are they taking humanity to? That is the biggest question in front of us. See, we live in everything is framed. People show what they want to show through their framework. And Aura is trying to show the other side of the frame, the other side of the coin. That is what we are trying to do. And we need to produce more and more useful and inspiring materials so that, the humanity can progress. That is what we want. So Aura tries to consider the rights of our readers in getting the proper materials, reading materials for them, and taking their feedback for this matter is very, very essential. And your suggestions are really very valuable for our writers. Definitely it would have motivated them, inspired them. And one point that I would like to underline and tell at this time is, all our writers write voluntarily without expecting any monetary benefit. This is the beauty of Aura. People do things for their only motive is to contribute something so that they will get the reward from the Almighty. And they don't expect any monetary benefit. So definitely it would have motivated them and inspired them. And the feedback, the suggestions that you have given will be useful in writing in a better way in a future. So may the Almighty receive the efforts of all of us, including our writers and even the reviewers, the feedback, those who have given the feedback. And just by informing all of you the good news of upcoming events in connection with our 3rd anniversary celebrations, we have announced some competitions in writing. It includes book reviews, some video content, and also written content. We can share the posters with our organizers and they will share with you. And campus, we have decided that we can include a page for campuses also, campus activities, because campuses are where the future is being framed and the future is being molded. So whatever activities they are doing, we need to encourage, and they should be activities which are really worth, even we call them, earlier we used to call them extracurricular activities. Actually, now we know that they are part of the curriculum and they are co-curricular activities. So, but activities shouldn't be for the sake of activities. They should be to, give some good messages to the future generations and then develop their talents and give them some, ideas on how they can develop. So in this, for this purpose, this magazine, we have given an activity, an celebration from a school at Gujarat. It was written by Father Cedric, a very senior writer for us, very experienced and very senior personality who writes regularly for Aura. He has written, and taking that as a sample, we have we tell our school heads or authorities, those who work in the education field, to share whatever activities worth mentioning or worth sharing with others is happening in their institutions with Aura. So as our editor Sahiba said, support Aura in 3 ways. Number 1, by always continuously giving your feedback, criticizing and pointing out mistakes, correcting us whenever and wherever it is required. Number 2, sharing the message of Aura with others. One of our reviewers herself said that she is reading it for the first time. So there are many like that, because when there are too many content in the social media and in the internet world, e-world, people to notice something that is worth reading is very difficult. So we need to, tell people that there is something like this you can read, so that more people will benefit and, go through the pages. And number 3, I know that many of you are women with ideas, women who want to do something for the society, and women who have been doing it. So please take your pen and once in a while write, or even your videos. You can even record a video and send. We have our YouTube channel. It will be shared there. Anyway, thank you so much. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. And let's hope that in future Aura will come up with more sweeter and more useful content for all of us. And may the Almighty give the strength and power to all of us to do something worth for the society. Before we leave this world, we need to leave a mark and leave the world, just as how we are walking in the desert. When you are walking in the desert, you don't make too much of a hue and cry, but or you don't make too much noise. It's not the noise doesn't come, but you make a mark. Each step is being imprinted there. The mark is shown. So let's do something silently, and sometimes loudly also, so that people know that we are doing it and it is useful for everyone. Thank you so much. May the Almighty bless all of us. Thank you so much. Over to you, Anna.
Thank you, Ms. Rahmatunisa. Last but not the least, I request Ms. Khadija Fawaz, Tanima member, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Hannah. Hope I am audible.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening to everyone gathered here. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who really worked hard to make this webinar possible. I, Khadija Fawaz, on behalf of Aura e-Magazine Readers Club, Jeddah, extend my sincere thanks Almighty for making today's event a grand success. First of all, I would like to thank Hannah Hawa for the program convener for hosting the program. Next, I would like to thank Muhsina Najmuddin for opening the program with a beautiful recitation from Holy Quran. Heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Fida TK for providing a welcome address for the event. Wholeheartedly, I thank Sister Shaima for the introductory address. We have been fortunate enough to get a chance to listen such a great personalities as reviewers. First, I would like to thank Mrs. Natalie Fatima for reviewing the poetry. For her review that she spoke about the quote. Thank you for reviewing. We are grateful for your words and encouraging. Next, we thank Ms. Majida for sharing your valuable opinions and suggestions with us. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Jayashree Murthy for your wonderful review on Healthy New Year resolution and reminding us about the do's and don'ts of healthy habits. Heartfelt thanks to Amina Bashir for such a thought-provoking review on the poem. And it really made us to think. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Vinitha Pillai, who spared time from her busy schedule to grace this event. We are really honored to have you, ma'am. I extend my hearty thanks to Aniza Baiju for sharing your review on ongoing issue. Your presence is a great source of motivation. Thank you. Next, I would like to thank Sridhar Anil Kumar for sharing your reviews on lessons from history. Thank you, ma'am. Hearty thanks to Mrs. Zulekha Taratil for your valuable review on Women's Reservation Bill. Please accept our gratitude for your presence. All the good words and reviews from our experts that they spoke about Aura would definitely will be a great motivation for writers for sure. And I'm sure a lot is going to come up after this. Next, I would like to thank editor Samina Afshan Sahiba for sharing your comments. Yes, as you said, Aura is a magazine with difference. We are really honored to have you, ma'am. A special mention and thanks to Mrs. Rahmatunisa A, Chief Editor Aura Magazine, for the presidential address. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank you, teacher, for your untiring efforts. And Aura Magazine. And inshallah, we also wish waiting for the physical meeting of Aura. Last but not the least, a big thank you to each one of you who are listening interestingly, and thank you for being with us. It has remained a pronounced pleasure. We hope your continued support for Aura. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Khadija. In closing, let this gathering serve as a testament to the enduring power of knowledge, the beauty of diverse perspectives, and the shared journey we embark upon as members of the Aura E-Magazine Readers Club. May the words exchanged here resonate beyond these moments, inspiring continued curiosity and dialogue. As we disperse, let the echoes of our discussions linger, and may we eagerly anticipate the intellectual adventures that await us in the pages of future editions. Thank you for joining us in the celebration of ideas, and may the spirit of inquiry continue to illuminate our paths. Safe journeys, and until we meet again, happy reading, everyone. Good night. Have a nice day.